and I'm Jennifer Glee, your host, and I'm so happy to be here and feel so fortunate to have two guests tonight. And you will feel fortunate too because we have a lot to talk about and a lot to learn. So, Planet Glee, as you know, is a call-in show, and it's live right now here from the Bay Area Video Coalition. And we have a call-in number. It's in green there on the screen. It's 415-861-6648. So if you feel moved to call us up, please do. I always answer the phone, and I will talk to you even if you can't call me, okay? So do whatever you want. But we are lucky to have two guests. And we're going to start with our guest with the books. That would be Garrett Murphy. Hi, Garrett.
Hello.
And I'll say hi to Chris, too, because Chris is here. Chris Cook.
Hey, John. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm so glad you both are here. And I'm going to start with Garrett, who is a poet. And normally we would have that in our lower thirds. And the lower thirds are there where it says Planet Glee and stuff. But yes, Garrett is a renowned poet in San Francisco and in the Bay Area. So let's start with Garrett and 4 books that you've got.
Yes.
Yeah, that are yours, and they're all yang but yin.
That's a novel.
Oh, it's a novel.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. And where can we get it?
Well, all the books are available on Amazon.com
Oh, great.
and in a small handful of other places as well.
Some bookstores?
Yeah.
Any ones around the city we could come check out?
I'm not sure
San
about.
Francisco or Oakland?
Well, then there's a place in Berkeley called the Maker's Paradise Gallery. It's relatively new. It's on in Shattuck Avenue in Berkeley, and books are available there, and another place which unfortunately is about to close, is the Octopus Literary Salon in Oakland.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
And there are a few other places as well.
Oh, wow. But the one where we definitely can go is in Berkeley, the Maker's Gallery?
Maker's Paradise. It's really a gallery.
Oh, Maker's Paradise. That's a nice name. I mean, it's a cool name. Yeah. So, which, let's see, I guess I'm going to read them. Now showing.
Okay, that's mostly poetry, although there's a couple of prose pieces in there.
Oh, cool. I love prose poetry.
Well, it's not. I mean short stories actually.
Okay.
But I like prose poetry too.
Yeah.
And this is the third one. The Ugly Salon is about 5 short stories.
Okay.
And the most recent one is called What We Claim, What We Are. And that's mostly poetry, and there's a couple of prose pieces in there as well.
And are they all published by the same publisher?
Yes, sir. It's Amazon.com is the publisher that
Oh,
was Create
right.
Space through CreateSpace.com, but is now merged with Amazon.
Oh, great. Oh, that's so cool. Do you want to read something from one of those books?
Yes, I can do just that.
Great. Looking forward to it.
And this is a much revered staple at the readings I go to, and this is one of my first ones. It's called The Oppressor Rulebook. Attention! If you are reading this or hearing this, you have no doubt purchased The Oppressor Rulebook. Rest assured, our aim is to take you through each commandment in this manual to make you achieve all your efforts worth for your investment. We shall begin the reading of the commandments, which are as follows. Oppressors expect kudos from the ones they oppress. Oppressors feel good by making others feel bad. Oppressors pick symbols as easy targets instead of going after the actual culprits. Oppressors believe that they are the salt of existence. Oppressors believe that only they can be right and are shocked that others can possibly think for themselves. Oppressors always believe that they are perfect, so how dare we oppose them? The oppressors' favorite hiding places are tradition, popular opinion, authority, poll numbers, and sound bites. Oppressors never believe that their actions are wrong. Oppressors never believe they can never be wrong. That is what makes them oppressors. Warning, some oppressors believe they can never be oppressors simply because the institutions make that impossible. On the contrary, you don't have to be a race to be an oppressor. You don't have to be a gender to be an oppressor. You don't have to be an economic state to be an oppressor. Don't have to be a hierarchy to be an oppressor. Don't have to be a religion to be an oppressor. Or ideology, size, nationality, or any other demo to be an oppressor. You just have to oppress to be an oppressor, and not even for 24 hours to be an oppressor, and you sure can't be born an oppressor, for oppression is action plus intention, not accidental birth. Oppression is oppression is oppression is oppression, therefore you too can be an oppressor. And now the replies from the readers and readers of this book. What do you have to say? No, poppycock, preposterous, erroneous. I do it because I love you. Baloney, I didn't do anything wrong. Deal with it. It's your fault. Your problem. Get with the program. We're with full because I said so. Respect your elders. It's just jealous. It's only in your mind. You'll thank me for it someday. Obey authority. My way or the highway. Do as I say. Never mind what I do. It's your destiny. It's genetic. Made in your face. You just made it up. Made it up. Made it up. Well, what can you expect from a perpetrator but a typical oppressor line? That concludes this reading of the Oppressor Rulebook. See Never for more options.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Interesting. Can I ask a quick question?
Well, go ahead.
Did you have any kind of inspiration for that poem, and where did it?
Well, just don't recall the full details, but it's basically a collection of thoughts I'd been having for some time.
Right.
Yeah. It's as I remember your poetry from when I saw you read in the Haight at what is it called, Richard Ivanhoe's
And on the page, off the page.
on the page, off the page. Yeah.
And that's still going on, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that it's still going on. And do you go?
Yeah, I'm frequent there regularly. That's one of my regular haunts.
When is
Yeah.
this? When can we come check it out?
Well, that particular reading takes place on the second Tuesday of the month
Okay.
Yeah. And it starts at what time?
at 7
Oh, it's 7. Okay. Yeah.
and goes till about 9.
Yeah. It's a very good. It's always very good.
Yeah, maybe I'll come check it out one of these times. Poetry, I have a hard time. I've always had a hard time kind of grasping it. Tends for me to get kind of abstract, and I can't work my mind around it sometimes. And I've kind of brush it to the side for the majority of my life. But I do enjoy it. I enjoyed that one very much. So maybe it's something I need to get back into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially as a musician, eventually maybe you'll want somebody to sing with you guys,
Yeah.
because lyrics are poetry. And Garrett, have you read with any musicians?
Not very often. I think I'd be more of a speaker than a singer, though.
Well, yeah, maybe a rapper or
I'm not sure I'd be much of a rapper either.
yeah, but it's your poetry's very. I don't want to say.
Well, I've been told it's been rhythmic in many
Yes.
places, and I'm content with that.
Yeah, and I like
it's
the
got
way
a
you
good
read it.
flow. Got a good flow to it.
Yeah, yeah, the way you're reading it too is also performance. You've always been a good performer with your poems. I always thought, and thank you for.
Well, I thank you very much for inviting me.
Oh yeah, no, I've been wanting you to come for a long time, so I'm so happy you're here. Really, thank you so much. And we're gonna give Chris a little time here. He's our musician. We have a poet and and a pianist. And so let's start with. Shall we start with your video?
If you'd like, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to.
Maybe I could quickly introduce it.
Okay.
This. I think this is one of the only video recordings of myself playing I have. It's Bach's French Suite, the 5th French Suite in G major. The first movement is the Allemande. And I worked this up for a recital I did at CCSF last year. I had learned it about 10 years ago, and I completely forgot it. But it's one of my absolute favorite pieces, so I wanted to relearn it. And this is just a video I took from one of the practice rooms when I was practicing.
Oh, is that where you are?
Yeah, it's at the
Okay.
Community Music Center. It's one of the pianos on the second floor.
Okay.
Mhm.
And is that on Cap?
Yeah, it's Cap in 20th, I
Yeah.
think, right around there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
there before. It's
Yeah,
been a while.
great place.
Yeah, so cool. All right, well, let's bring it up. There it is. And let's hear it. So good. Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite pieces, and Bach in general is one of my all-time favorite composers.
I felt like I was in the 17th century.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna move it over into the shop more. Yes, you're watching Planet Glee. So thank you for tuning in. You can see it's a call-in show, 415-861-6648. We have 2 guests, and that piece that you just saw was played by Chris Cook. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is a good time here at Planet Glee. Yeah, we try. Yeah.
Remarkable. I'm thinking as a kind of something of a frustrated musician myself. I'd say that I'm very moved by what you played.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting how these pieces come together. You know, the first time I tried playing this piece, I couldn't get it. It was too hard. I got about 4 measures in, and it didn't work. I gave up, and I let it go for a number of years, and then I picked it up again, and it was a whole lot easier to get down. It still took a long time to practice to get to that point, but you know, that's how it works with the piano. Sometimes you're just not at a level technically where you can attempt something, but you will be if you keep practicing down the line. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many hours do you think you practiced that?
That one at least 80 or 100.
Wow.
At least. Yeah. Probably
Wow.
probably more. I'm just guessing. You know.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever practiced it. I mean, I play guitar, but you know, I mean, I don't pick notes
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah.
You know, I just play chords, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, the piano, I mean, you have to, I feel like, you know, you have to play every day. Like if you really want to, you know, work on things, you have to put in time every day, and it builds up, it builds up, you know,
yeah.
if you want to get better. Yeah. And if you don't play for a long time, what you've learned, it's really easy to forget.
Mm-hmm.
It comes back pretty quick, but, you know, if you don't play for a long time, it goes down, you know. I guess the equivalent would be like somebody who wants to run long distance or something. You know, you slowly work up and you run more distance each day until eventually you can run a marathon. And it's kind of like playing a really hard piece you work on. That's the tip of the iceberg, you know, like getting there. But if you slack off and you don't keep at it, then you know you can't get there, or it won't be at the level you want once you get there.
You have to enjoy it, huh?
Yeah, and you have to enjoy the process too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because practice can get boring.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's the same thing over and over, and it's so much more fun to just sit down and play what you already know, play some things you've learned. But if you play what you already know, you don't get better. It's the practice that really makes you a better musician.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as fun,
Mm-hmm.
So it's the trade-off. And that's one of the things I struggle with when I play and practice, is that it's hard for me to really get focused and do some focused practice, because I enjoy the playing so much.
Yeah, well, the next time you come, you're going to come with your guitar player, and
Yeah, we'll play some songs.
yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
Uh-huh.
And the next time, Garrett, you come, we're going to hear some of your prose, because I'd be interested to hear it. Unless you want to read, I don't know what you feel like reading, because
Well, I have another piece, but this one isn't yet in any of the books, but it's been getting quite a bit of fanfare.
Let's hear it. I'd love to
Yeah.
hear it.
It's based on, well, you both are familiar with the wanted posters in the Western milieu,
yeah.
and this is a piece that's called "Not Wanted: The Congressional Four."
Okay.
Not wanted: Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Alyana Omar, Ayanna Pressley, Rashida Tlaib. Not wanted for the following offenses: progressive viewpoints, socialist tendencies, believing in equal opportunity, believing in speaking one's mind, refusing to stay in their place, refusing to get with the program, refusing to be happy doormats, being willing to upset the carts, to make waves, being women of color, being proud of being women, being proud of being of color, being proud of their identity, being anti-fascist, calling a spade and a chump, being, well, just not being white males in MAGA hats. If you see any of the above insurgents, immediately join them, for indeed all decent folks should want such as them on your side.
Thank you. Thank you for writing that. Wow. Ocasio-Cortez, I know her. The other ones I didn't know, so I got a chance to find out about them, just by their being, singled out.
Yeah,
So in a way, he did them a favor.
in a sense. Oh, and actually, I've written this before the chump pulled that stunt.
Oh, before Trump did that?
Yeah.
Oh. How, now that, did you think you could set him some psychic vibes that he ought to just be his cartoon self and, do something stupid?
Well, perhaps.
I mean, he's good for that, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that you're ahead of him.
It doesn't take. It's not very hard to be ahead of him in any way, shape, or form, especially on the intellectual realm.
Which reminds me, where did you study poetry? Did you study poetry?
No, actually, I didn't. It was actually the last of the writing genres I explored,
Oh,
and I didn't go into that until sometime almost in my 40s.
okay. So what did you study?
I was an English major as a graduate student, and I focused on fiction, and I'm still do fiction quite a bit. But I'm now added poetry.
Do you have any favorite poems or poets
Well,
in
I'm
mind?
my patron, my quote-unquote patron saint is Langston Hughes, perhaps not surprisingly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's one writer I would almost incline to request what would he think or do, and
Yeah.
if I'm going in a certain literary direction.
And then Baldwin for fiction, no?
Yeah.
Maybe? I'm forgetting everyone's first name. I forgot.
Alec.
Alice Walker?
No,
Or Toni Morrison.
Toni Morrison, yeah, for sure. I mean, she just passed, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's one of the influences as well.
Yeah. I mean, she was in journalism first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just writing. Speaking of practicing, writing is one of those things that you have to practice too.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm so happy to see that you published, and you know that we can get your books now. I was at the Booksmith the other day, and I was looking for some poetry, and I think you should be in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being in there and in quite a few others. I'm having my luck there with them have been somewhat mixed, I'm afraid.
What does it take to get some of your books in there? You
Well,
just got to schmooze the guys that are
Well, and it's-
working behind the counter, or
well,
what?
I think the main part is probably need a one of the big publishers.
Uh-huh.
You know what, guys? We only have one more minute.
Oh, well, time flies when you're having fun, huh?
This show goes by so fast. It really does. I mean, it always does.
Yeah.
We're counting down the minutes. I'm going to have to say goodbye. Thank you for tuning in to Planet Glee. We were live, and you could have called in, but you didn't, and that's all right, because we had a lot to talk about. And I'm going to switch to our guests, Garrett Murphy, our poet, and Chris Cook, our musician. But, you know, Planet Glee is not about labels, so, you know. But everybody's into professions these days, and these two have professions, so we're going to call it out. So thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
And thank you very much.
You have to come back and do solo shows,
You got it, anytime.
Well,
okay?
I'll keep that in mind.
All right. I know you come from the East Bay, so
Yeah.
did you encounter a lot of traffic tonight?
Well, not really, but I wasn't accustomed to. I wasn't particularly accustomed to going to a show, and that which I was going to appear in, especially on a relatively short notice.
Yeah, I
I got a haircut today.
That's cool.
I was like, I better get a haircut if I'm going to come on the TV, you know?
I had to do a shave and do a shower, and
Well, we're gonna say goodbye. You want to wave goodbye? I'm gonna close it out.
Yeah.
There's your camera right there. Okay, thank you so much.